could attend a session in Parliament, but today we could not be more excited as we have with us the Honourable Speaker here with us at Dukesbridge.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much for coming to sit at school today.
Mrs. Omiredi Zipra, we've been so inspired learning your journey from barrister, defender of human rights, minister, ombudsperson for children, now Speaker of the National Assembly. What drives your motivation?
Good God, well, you're so good. I've been brought up in a family at dinner time when in those days we didn't have television or of course telephones like we have today. So the whole family would sit at dinner and we would talk because our family wanted us, to talk and express ourselves and without making any difference between boys and girls. So like my dad would push us, sometimes even telling us things just to annoy us so that we would reply. And sometimes I got a bit angry and I would say, okay Dad, you're Dad, so you're always right. And so I would walk out and say, leave the table kind of thing. But I realized with time, Dad was not doing this to annoy me. He was actually doing it to give me a chance to express myself. And it was natural that when I had the chance to choose what I wanted to do in life, you know how it was in those days, doctor or barrister. I said, oh, barrister, of course. So I became a barrister. And from then, I didn't really know what was going to happen in life. It took some time. And when I came back to Mauritius, I started realizing what the law was like, particularly for women. And I was going to court, trying to fight my cases, and one nice judge said to me, "You're so good, Madam Sifra, but the law is against you." So I said, now what I have to do is change the law. But how to change the law? I had to become a member of Parliament.
Madam Speaker, would you say it's important for youngsters like us to be interested in Parliament? If so, why?
Well, Parliament is the house of the people. So it should not only interest you youngsters, it should interest the whole population. And what is good today, nowadays, they just go on television and they just watch it direct, or they can even watch it in the afternoon if they want. Members of Parliament should realize that what they're doing and talking in Parliament, people are watching them not only in Mauritius but even abroad, and that they have to be respectful. They have to express themselves in a way that people understand, and they must fight for whatever ideas they think are important. I want young people to be in the forefront because I have always believed that from a very young age you have ideas of your own and that people should respect you for your ideas. So what I did when I was ombudsperson for children, I kept saying to mothers and fathers and teachers that you should listen to what the children are saying. And if you say something which is not quite correct, then of course they can tell you, this is not quite like this, you should better do it this way, but with respect. I think respect is a very important word. When I was elected on the 29th of November, so like 4 months ago, last year, I was elected, end of last year, I said in my speech, I have a motto, which is rights, respect, responsibility, 3 R's. And I hope that all my members of Parliament, but politicians, some of them are not in Parliament, some of them are outside. They would like to come in Parliament, they haven't been elected, or some of them don't even want to come to Parliament. There are people like Lalit, all these people, they say, we're not interested in being in Parliament, we're interested in fighting for ideas. Of course they must listen to children, because children are the adults of tomorrow. And as from a very tender age, most children have something to say. And I think in this, from what I can see, you guys already know what you want, and you express yourself so well.
Madam Speaker, what advice would you give to us students who aspire to become future leaders of our country?
Oh, well, I'm very pleased to know that some of you are thinking of becoming leaders. Your education should be as wide as possible. And from what I gathered very briefly in coming to see you here, you're not in a sort of closed kind of education like we used to have in the olden days, where they're very bookish and just teaching you things just to pass an exam. What you must learn about life. That's what you have to learn about. What is in fact going on in the world? You have to listen to the news. If you want to watch Parliament here, you can also watch Parliament in the House of Commons or elsewhere. The French Parliament is a bit in a problem these days, but it's good to watch, to see. And you must make up your own ideas. I'm sure you do debates here, I'm sure you do. Because the best way to work out these ideas is through debating between yourselves. When I was young, I used to go throughout the island with some people who now are leaders, and we used to go debating on all sorts of issues. They would tell us if we are to debate one thing or the other. For example, somebody was against me, he's become a minister also, this Dani there, and dictatorship, I said, was the best form of government, which of course I don't believe. But it was just that I had to contradict him, just to learn how to do contradiction. And he would say, of course, democracy is the best form. Of course, fundamentally, I think democracy is very important. Democracy is by the people, for the people. So when the people vote in elections, they vote for us because they think we can go and defend their ideas. But then we have to have elections often because they have to check and see whether we've actually done what they were expecting us to do. So you know how many years we can stay as a member of parliament in Mauritius? 5. So after 5 years, we have elections again. But it has not always been like that. Yeah, I was Attorney General, but amongst the things I did, it means Minister of Justice. So I had to amend the Constitution to put in the Constitution that elections cannot be, general elections cannot be postponed. It has to take place every 5 years. Because there was a time in Mauritius, unfortunately, after independence, we had independence in 1968, and after independence, there were no elections until 1976. I left Mauritius as a youngster, I was 20. I did not vote in my country, and when I went to England, after 2 years of staying in England, I could vote in England. I voted first in England. And it was only in 1976 that we had general elections, and that finally I could not only just vote, but I could also be a candidate.
Madam Speaker, we learned so much from you today. That was amazing. Thank you again for coming to visit us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Samir feels very discouraged by this incident and musters the courage to go to the principal's office and report it.
Les étoiles
go.
Samir is disappointed that the principal has taken no actions. Feeling rejected and unheard, Samir goes back to class where the lesson is about to begin.
Good morning, class. Morning.
Samia, what is the answer to this question?
What's wrong, Samir? Daydream about snacks again?
What are you standing there for? Answer!
I thought monkeys were small.
So they're bullying me. Well, I don't care. Answer! I will not tolerate this in my class. You need to focus.
Aw, look at the little baby.
As the school bell rings, it's time to go home. All the students head towards the school hallway, but yet again, Samir has to face his bullies.
Samir the K.
F.
C.
Mancha.
Get up.
So, fine.
Where are you going?
Why does it always have to be like this? Why?
On his way home, he decides to open up to his parents about what he's going through. He finds his mom and dad at the dinner table.
Mom, Dad, can we talk? What, Samir?
Oh, come on, Samir. I'm exhausted.
I'm being bullied at school. Okay, that is your problem. Deal with it.
Stop annoying us.
The reality is that most people do not understand the impact of their actions. They just think it's banter or a joke. Just like Samir's friends when they realized that he had taken his own life.
I didn't know. I didn't think it was that serious. I would have stopped.
We must be more mature.
Bullying is a harsh reality that many people face, leaving scars that can linger long after the words have been spoken. This is why at Dukesbridge we stand firmly against bullying in all its forms. And like Samir, there will be times when we feel lonely and nobody will listen to us. But unlike him, we must not despair and give up on life. Indeed, it is crucial we cultivate resilience, the ability to stay strong and fight against adversity, and continue to shine brightly even in the darkest of times. Let's learn to literally stay alive in 2025.
With everything, say the violence under our sun. We walk hand in hand in our motherland, forever stand together as one. They can say la voix, what to speak when I'm les influences dans le paradis.
I am so pleased that I accepted and found the time especially to come to your school and listen to you, see you. I can't meet each and every one of you, talk to some of you, discuss about your rights, and especially I am absolutely so thrilled about your songs, about your drama. When I was your age, that's exactly what I was doing. In my school, which was Queen Elizabeth College, we used to sing every day at assembly, every day. And of course, after singing, we felt so good. And then every person who wanted, every child, every student who wanted could do some drama. And we were encouraged to do all these, what they call extracurricular activities, which sometimes are more important than the curricular ones. So I am really very proud of you. Je suis content de venir comme ça, et je suis content qu'ils soient cause anglais, français, créole, et qu'ils soient comme santé, danser, et moi aussi qui demande les autres, si c'est aussi bien fort. Bravo.